Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Raphael Luce about Season 4 of Stranger Things. Volume 1 recently dropped worldwide on Netflix. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. It's awesome being here.
Absolutely. I mean, understatement, I guess, that the last couple of weeks for you has been pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely been wild. I mean, social media is just going woo, and it's just, it was so cool watching me. I mean, after 3 years of waiting and just keeping a secret, I mean, it's so nice to be able to release and like watch my scenes, you know?
Yeah, so like 3 years ago, you were cast for this, so it was a while ago. Did you have to kind of take a trip down memory lane a little bit and like remember things and be like, oh yeah, like that was 3 years
that's
ago?
right. I did. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I forgot I did that, you know, stuff like that. It's very funny.
Absolutely. I mean, you're on arguably, I did a radio hit recently about Stranger Things, and I made an argument that an argument could be made it's the greatest show of all time.
It's like that. It's like a friend, you know, a Friends show. Like it's like an iconic show. It's like it's legendary.
And how does it feel to be part of Stranger Things, Raphael?
I mean, it was when I heard that I actually got cast, I got a role in it. I mean, it was just such a weird feeling because I mean, who doesn't know what Stranger Things?
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh my God. But my friend Julian is like an insane fan for the show. So when I called him and I told him about that I got the job, he was mad but happy because it's like his dream to be in the show.
Yeah.
It was just, it's so funny to be in the show, and everyone on set is just so nice, and it's such a cool experience.
Was it really cool that one of the first kind of tastes and teasers of Season 4, Volume 1 that the whole world got was the Creel House, right?
I know.
That was pretty cool, honestly, right?
I was so surprised that I was actually in that. Yeah. I mean, I was not expecting myself to be in like one of the trailers because I'm like the flashback for, you know, and it's just, it was so cool.
What did you know when you were going in for the auditions and cast? Like, did you know it was like Stranger Things origin story? Like, what did you know?
I heard something that when I was doing the auditions, I think someone mentioned it was for Stranger Things, but it was, the scenes were not really, the scenes I was doing for the audition were not really Stranger Things related. I mean, there were some monster where I had to be scared and stuff, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's pretty cool. The reception online has been pretty crazy because... Well, I mean, we're like... The people that were watching this interview, there's a chance they've watched Volume 1. You know what I mean? But we find out like who your character actually is. It's pretty kind of cool.
Yeah.
What's the reception been from your family and friends so far?
I mean, everyone's just so excited because I told my family that and friends that was in it. But everyone's just so excited that now it's finally out and they can watch it, you know, and it's just so cool.
What's it like? So what I find very interesting about your scenes and the Creel family in general is there's no dialogue, right? It's just kind of showing and everything. I mean, is that interesting for you as an actor?
It definitely made it a little bit easier on my part because I didn't have any dialogue. I didn't have to think of my line and be like, oh, it made it easier on my acting, definitely. Like I could think more about what I'm supposed to act like. I didn't have to be like, oh, I have to say this at this moment. And it's like, I think it makes it a little easier.
What was one of the coolest things, would you say, about those days? Like, first of all, how long was that shoot, all the Creel House stuff? Like, how long were you shooting that show for?
I mean, I think the first time we started shooting stuff was like about 3 years ago. So we first started shooting in the house, and it's such a weird, like, it's a cool house. It's so creepy and it was nice. And then they can make replicas of the house itself on like their stages. And it's so insane because it literally took them like a week to make this entire big replica of the house. And I'm like, it's funny.
It's so crazy. Just a general question, Raphael. Acting, storytelling. What do you like the most about acting specifically?
I like, honestly, the most fun part about being acting is being able to play these characters that you wouldn't in real life. Like, being able to be the evil villain. Like, that's fun. I mean,
well, yeah, I guess you are the villain. It's
and putting, oh yeah, spoiler.
Oh yeah.
And then, I mean, putting on all these really cool costumes that date back from I don't know how long, and then meeting all these really cool people. It's just such a cool experience.
Did you? It's funny because Kevin L. Johnson, who plays your dad in Stranger Things, right? I've interviewed him before because he's also on Ozark on Netflix.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that, you know, he didn't get scripts and he didn't know. So did you, like, when you were watching the episodes back, like when it aired, like season 4, right? Did you know what was happening?
They didn't give us much info. I
Okay.
will admit, they didn't tell us much. Like, I definitely had to figure stuff on my own and ask some people of, like, what's happening. So that definitely made it a little harder on my part, not knowing exactly who I was and what I was doing.
So again, spoiler alert for people that are watching. So
I'm so sorry.
No. I'm just because I'm going to ask you a spoiler question. No, that's why I'm saying. Well, listen, I want people that are going to watch this interview want to know about shooting the scenes and everything. That's why we're here. So don't worry about spoilers.
Okay.
Did you know you were Vecna?
I knew that I was a little bit evil.
Okay.
I knew that I knew that was number one. I knew I was evil. But like seeing Vecna, how he is, that I was like, whoa, I look creepy. Like,
so because you are technically original Vecna, you are young Vecna.
I'm like,
you're number one.
Yeah, number one.
That was like one of that whole sequence was crazy. It was. Were you like? Did you watch that with your family, like that episode?
Yeah, we actually. We've watched it with all our friends and family. We did like. It took us like a couple of days because, you know, everyone has to be ready. And let me make the pizza and the popcorn. But it takes a while to watch it with a whole bunch of people. But in the end, it was so fun.
Are you starting to, you know, because like you're getting a lot of kind of followers from all around the world. There's like fan art and memes and everything. It's pretty crazy how global the fan base is, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so wild. Like I just went from nothing to exploding, and I don't know. I'm not used to this, so it's interesting.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I've seen so many memes. My favorite ones, like where all the Spider-Mans are like this. There's Vecna, older me, and then me.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of funny memes about that.
I asked you what your favorite thing about acting is, specifically Stranger Things. What's your favorite thing about being part of this show? Would you say?
Honestly, it's hard. That's a harder question, but I mean. I don't know what to answer for this. It's just the entire experience of being on it. It's just so much fun, and being able to see all these cool sets and how they film these creepy scenes with all the CGI and everything. Yep. Like when I was holding my spider, I just had dots on my hand.
Yeah.
And it's just.
That's so cool. Absolutely. I think one of the reasons too, why I think it's like one of the, like it might be the greatest show of all time is because it literally has everything in it. It's scary. It's funny.
It has some comedy. It has some scary.
It has everything.
Gives you that feeling, you know.
Yeah. It has everything. No, it's so crazy. Have you seen some of the fan art online?
Yeah, I've seen a whole bunch, and honestly, I love it. Like it's so fun to see people just making these really cool art drawings of me, and it's just. I love it so much. It brings heck.
What's it like being in a show in a flashback capacity, knowing that flashbacks are so popular these days in TV and film?
Sadly I didn't get to meet my older self.
Yeah,
we tried, but it's funny to see all these, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's confusing. Like,
no, absolutely, but it's just I feel like it's interesting because the flashbacks it's the origin, right?
Yeah.
So it has a different look. It has a different kind of feel than the rest of the show.
Like, there was probably like 10 years or 15 years before. Yeah. So everything's a lot older, I guess. And
the costumes and like the hairstyles.
Yeah, the costumes, the hair and yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you said you did like because on your Instagram you said a thank you to the fans. And you were like, I was cast 3 years ago for this.
Yeah.
So
I know.
It's so crazy to see. And Raphael, thank you so much for coming on Pop Turn. It was great chatting with you.
Absolutely. This was so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know what? If they haven't seen Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1 on Netflix, they need to check it out. And But you know what they could do if they've already watched it, right? They could watch it again, right? Because I've watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. And for social media, they can keep up to date on Instagram, right?
Yeah. So,
is it Raphael? Is your name just
Raphael _Luce?
Yeah.
And then my TikTok is just Raphael Luce, just complete. And then I just have like a personal thing that's just Raph Luce.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Till next time, it's Raphael Luce and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.